Gentlemen, you ever meet a dude who claims he got his life all together? Then, you're riding in his car, it's running on E. His bank account, if he showed you, it'd be running on E. And if his relationship, you find out about that, also running on E. Let me tell you something, bro. You are not a high-value man. You are an empty tank. Listen, most men absolutely avoid the truth about themselves. They'd rather pretend like there's something they're not, like everything is fine, than face the realities of the problems in their lives and fix it. And that right there is the reason why most of us as men need to actually be constantly leveling up. All right, guys, let's get real. How often do you actually sit down and evaluate yourself? Now, look, I ain't talking about those I need to get my life together thoughts you have 2 a.m. after you're drunk. I mean like these actual looking at yourselves, looking at your strengths, looking at your weaknesses, and figure out where you're messing up and come up with solutions on how to fix it. If you want to be a man that commands respect, one who's successful, and one who's moving with a purpose, you need to treat your life like it's a mission. So today, I'm going to be breaking down how to evaluate yourself like a man, hold yourself accountable, and then get yourself on the right track. That sounds like something that interests you. Well, stick around and let's get at it. Hey, I'm Rob Johnson. I want to welcome you to the Legacy Gentleman channel. On this channel, we talk about the values, skills, and works that will be admired and desired 1,000 years from now. And when you do that, sir, you will be a legacy gentleman. Gentlemen, if you haven't ever thought about this, growth starts with self-evaluation. You cannot fix what you refuse to acknowledge. This idea comes from Jocko Willink's book called Extreme Ownership. He calls it brutal honesty. And look, guys, if you can't look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself the truth, then life and a whole bunch of other people you run across is going to do it for you. And life ain't going to be gentle about it. It's like stepping on the scales right after the holidays. You might not like what you see, but pretending your weight isn't gone up 10 pounds isn't doing anything to make it better or disappear. Think about this. 2 Corinthians 13:5 says, examine yourself to see whether you are in the faith. Test yourself. This applies to every aspect of your life. If you don't check your growth, your discipline, and your progress, then you are going to just be drifting. And let me tell you, something adrift doesn't win. That is just not how it goes. So I'm going to run through 3 major tests that every man needs to use to evaluate himself. It's going to be adversity, discipline, and alignment. These 3 areas separate the weak from the strong. All right, man, the first thing I want you to think about is how do you handle adversity? Look, some men, they're like a soda can. You shake it up and it'll explode. Others are like a brick. After pressure, they get stronger. And some of us are like diamonds. When all the pressure comes on, you end up being something better than what you started out with. So look, think about it like this. Do you stay calm in tough situations, or are you somebody who's prone to panic? Do you blame others for things when they go wrong, or do you just freaking own it? Look, James 1:12 says, blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trials. Look, life is going to hit you. And that's the only guarantee I can give you. But the question is, do you hit back? So the next time you face some stress, pause and ask yourself, am I reacting like a leader or am I reacting like a victim? Then choose strength. Be that leader and go and own that situation and make it better. Because another one's going to come up and that's going to build you to be stronger and better and stronger and better. Now with adversity down, let's talk about discipline. Because that's really the foundation for every success. Whether it's going to the gym, whether it's a relationship, whether it's just sticking to your educational goals, you're going to need some discipline. It's easy when you have that hype motivation, then you jump on it. That's just emotion. And emotions, they die super fast. They are very fickle. And what you need to do is be someone who's on a discipline program. Do your habits control you, or or do you control them? We're talking about drinking. We're talking about drugs. We're talking about procrastination. We're talking about looking at pictures on the internet. Are these habits that control you, or do you control them? Another thing, are you consistent, or are you only motivated when it's convenient? Proverbs 25:8 says, a man without self-control is like a city broken into and left without walls. Look, man, if you're failing at discipline, you're really failing at manhood. And it's really that simple. But it's fixable. So look, here's what you can do, man. Pick one area of your life, like fitness, like money, like faith, and make a commitment to build that habit for 30 days. And that small step will equal a great big win for you. But get some discipline in your life in some area of it. All right, guys, now here's the big one. Does your life match your goals? Look, so many of us talk a really good game, but when we look at your bank account, when we look at your work ethic, when we look at your habit, it just doesn't line up. And you've seen it, right? People will say they want to be successful, but they're spending everything from their paycheck on sneakers and fast food. People say they want a long-lasting, strong relationship with someone and find a wife, but they end up texting, what you're doing at 11 a.m., can you come over? That's not how you build a relationship. Are you somebody who say you want respect, but you don't show anybody around you respect? Yeah, that's just not going to happen for you. See, Matthew 7:16 says, you will know them by their fruit. So what is the fruit you're out there producing? See, your life, it will produce results right now, whether they're good or bad. And those are a reflection of your habits. And that's the real scoreboard. If you haven't done this, actually write down your goals. Write them down and take action on them daily. Make a plan to actually do them. And if your actions are not matching your goals, then it's time to fix your actions to match. Those are 3 easy steps to a self-evaluation. And you can decide if you're off track, or more specifically, where you might be a little bit off tracks. Because now, with that done, it's a good time to fix it. So here's a plan. Identify the problem. And really, you need to be brutally honest. Where are you weak? Where are you lazy? Where are you just not doing the stuff you're supposed to do? The next, create a plan. Not just an idea, not just a thought, but an actual plan. It'll do you better to have a plan with very specific measurables that you're actually trying to accomplish. Next, define some accountability. The first and main accountability is going to have to start with yourself. You be accountable first to yourself, then surround yourself with other men who are going to hold you accountable. That is that band of brothers. That is that brotherhood that's going to help make you a better man. As we all know, Proverbs 27:17 says, iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. You can either stay the same or change, but don't complain if your life is stagnated, because you're the only one that can fix it. Look, find somebody, find a friend, find a mentor, find a coach who will hold you accountable. Look, men, we grow stronger in circles with like-minded men. So I really encourage you not to be isolated, which is so easy to do today in this digital world. And when you get older, you have your family and your work, and that's it. But you need to find some men, and not just men to go drinking buddies with, but actually men who will hold you accountable to your goals so you can help get yourself better. So let me summarize these checks for you. Adversity. Are you someone who rise or fall under pressure? Discipline. Do your habits build you up or do they break you down? Alignment. Do your actions match your stated goals? Hopefully you have those goals. So today, I want to challenge you once again to sit down and ask yourself some hard questions. If you don't like the answers, look, man, that's really good. That means it's time for you to level up. Because here's the difference between boys and men. Men face the truth and then they fix it. And boys blame other people. So men, until next time, stay sharp, be honest, never stop leveling up, and go be legendary.